Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. Tonight we're at the historic half-mile paperclip, you know it, Martinsville Speedway for the Ideal Realty Advisors of Marion 65. Martinsville, come on now, I know it's for its flat corners, tight racing, always delivers door-to-door action and plenty of short-track tempers. You're going to see some tempers flare here tonight in the MER ARCA Series, as we'll have 125 laps around this demanding track. I believe 70% fuel load strategy will come into play, especially with only 3 sets of tires. Thank you everybody for joining in here tonight. Back-to-back broadcast here on Stam Studio Network, but we'll rack them and we will restack them. Timothy Blankenbeckler, not only race after race winner on the season, one race winner on the season, that's Elijah Fisher. There with 2 wins on the season thus far. Although Elijah Fisher does have those 2 wins, jumped up 2 spots in the playoffs, point standings, but Blankenbeckler continues to lead there out up front. Christopher Clore runs 3rd place in the point standings. Neil Lapidus, Stony Benfield, Corey Wright, Ricardo Cano out of Buenos Aires. Ricardo has jumped 3 spots in our point standings since the start of the season. Chase Lewis, Michael Ritz, Frank Ranger Jr. rounding out that top 10. We get live to virtual trackside action here. Make sure you have yourself that salty snack and beverage of choice, as we have once again 125 laps of racing here tonight out of Martinsville Speedway. This is going to be a fun one to watch here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a look at the track conditions here tonight. 85-degree ambient temperature, 45% humidity. That'll definitely stick to you there. 85-degree track temp as well, and for our friends across the pond, that's not Celsius there, so we're not boiling here tonight. Thankfully not. Sitting at an altitude of 730 feet. These engines have plenty of oxygen to work with here tonight. We'll take a look at our starting race grid. It'll be Stony Benfield out up front, slaps it on the pole with a 19.535. These ARCA machines, newly introduced here to the sim, believe it was last season. These ARCA machines fly around to each and every track you take them to, especially road course action. We'll get to that in a little bit later on in the season. Matter of fact, last race there out of the Chicago street course, that was a lot of fun to watch. Hard, deep braking zones. Make sure you go check out that broadcast as well. Chase Lewis slaps it up there for P2 out of Overdrive Motorsports. Christopher Clore joins the battle for the lead there out of qualifying. He'll start P3. Jensen Case, Corey Wright, Daniel Selway Jr., not only a league owner, but he knows how to get some speed, especially out of these NASCAR machines. He will start P6 tonight, as Daniel has, 2,700 oval I rating. Tyler Price, TJ Zachary, Neil Lapidus, league owner here tonight for the Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. He's also got some pace in that number 26. He'll start 9th. Tim Blankenbeckler, leader in the points, will start 10th. Robert McDonald, Rob Wilhoit, starting 11th and 12th. Ricardo Cano out of Buenos Aires for Frank Ranger Jr. He's got some sublimation designs, concepts, t-shirts, trophies, you name it. We'll hit up that ad after our stage 1 break here. Frank Ranger Jr., appreciate you coming on along there on board with us. Matt Langley, another league owner with us here for the Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing Series. He'll start 15th. Elijah Fisher, Craig Schmidt, and Tony Steele to round out our field here tonight. Lights are already out on the iRacing safety pace car, but you gotta believe we do have at least one more pace lap here. Yeah, we gotta work some temps. We got some pressures to work here within these Goodyear Racing Eagles. Very cool temperatures here tonight, but not as cool as we have seen for night conditions. So still, it's pretty much optimal conditions. There you see Stony Benfield already trying to work some brake temps, some tire temp, as well as pressures into his tires. Chase Lewis will be starting right there on his outside. Christopher Clore, Jensen Case, Corey Wright, rounding at the top 5. We're just 2 turns away from some green flag racing here in Martinsville. If you're just now joining us here on Stam Studio Network, make sure you mosey your way on over to the horizontal broadcast, and I'd like to ask everybody right now to get up and stand up for your life. Come on now, don't you ever give up the fight. We got some green flag racing, 125 laps of it here tonight for the Martinsville, there we go, the Ideal Realty Advisors of Marion, 65 here tonight. Green flag racing. Chase Lewis has a nice shot out of cannon. Hair Deddinghow down in the turn number 1. Stony Benfield looks to stay down and around his inside. Doesn't quite have it, though. It looks like still Chase Lewis will steal away the race lead out of Stony Benfield. Now we're going to start to look for some 2 wide and through a single file down there. Heading off into turn 1 out of the exit 3 and 4 last time by. Daniel Selway Jr. for the DL Design Toyota Camry also moves 1 spot earlier on in the race. Next side-by-side action is going to be here between TJ Zachary. Neil Lapidus has a front windscreen view of it. We're going to start to talk about some track conditions here tonight. Already lap 3 of the race. You just gotta, it's patience here. Patience, patience, patience. Keep continuing to run the inside line until the rubber continues to gain on that inside, and then these drivers will continue to search for grip here tonight. But until that happens, it'll be continuing to be Chase Lewis out here for the race lead. Stony Benfield right up there with him, P2. We got quite a few race fans that have joined us back-to-back broadcast here tonight. Thank you, Terry. Crazy Peanut rooting on Daniel. Oh, don't look now, but here comes Christopher Clore right back to where he started, looking at the back bumper of Stony Benfield. Stony looks to try and gain that pole position back where he started. Contact here between Stony and Christopher Clore. It's a little bit of a bump, not a run, this time out of turn number 2. Already contact, 5 laps down, 1 under 20 laps to go. Jensen Case is looking to join this battle as well, sitting there P4. Moonlight, let us know who you are rooting on here tonight, Moonlight, as we're still seeing some nice side-by-side battling action here tonight. Daniel Selway Jr. continues to stalk and creep his way to the front. Nice there. I mean, have we seen contact here tonight? I don't think so, at least within our front 10 runners. How about this? Still door-to-door for Christopher Wright. Christopher Clore here out of 1 and 2. We'll head into 3 and 4 this time by. You blink and you miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Lap times are fast here. About 20-second range to be exact. Still side by side between our 2 front runners. How about the Elijah Fisher Pepsi? That looks like a little, I believe that's going to be a Jeff Gordon inspired number 24 Chevrolet SS paint scheme. We continue to see Elijah, not only work his way up towards the front of the pack, but contact up there in front of him. We got 1 around. That's the 21. That was Christopher Clore, who had so much pace earlier on here tonight. Looks like one of the league owners as well with quite a bit of contact. Looks like the front bumper of Neil Lapidus' Ford Mustang has seen better days. So I'm not sure if this was a snowball effect here, but I did see Matt Langley, who was down and around. He was, oh man, he's got the Sam Studio. God, look, already paint scheme of the race here tonight. Matt Langley running the 14 Ford Mustang admin box Sam Studio Network machine. It didn't take much there. All that you saw right there is, I believe, the car bottomed out after making contact with those rumble strips out of 3 and 4. Real quick, here's one more look out of the left front suspension. This will be a great camera shot right. Gets the downshift there, tries to make the later apex. You can't fault him here. Matt's just trying to put lap time after lap time down. Unfortunately, a little bit of contact there. And then here comes Christopher Clore's incident as well. So this is heading into turns 3 and 4. He's got the number 4 of Corey Wright on his outside. Oh no, Christopher, no. Hang on to it, buddy. Not able to do it. That number 21 was yawed out there mid-corner. Neil Lapidus has his pilot's license here tonight as he gains front probably 2 and 3 tires off the racetrack there. Nice evasive action for every other driver to miss that, though. Nice cat-like reflexes for the field. I'm curious if we do hop on board with Neil Lapidus, one of the league owners here tonight, see his camera view of it. Ooh, he just has, after the 21 overcorrects it there for Neil Lapidus. Nowhere to go, though. Go. I believe we do have one fast repair, but double check me on that down there in live YouTube land if you got yourself a copy. Speaking Speaking of live YouTube land, could not be doing it out here without you. Austin Mice! Austin, welcome in, man. I thank you for being a Sam Studio Network member here. We see a good evening all. Austin, I know you like some short track racing here. Let us know what it takes to haul the mail around in one of these ARCA machines, or in a short track like Martinsville Speedway. We still got Moonlight. We still got Peanut joining in here with us. Of course, we have Peanut joining, rooting on here tonight. Daniel Selway Jr. Daniel, if you're ever looking for some iRacing paint schemes, make sure you hit up the DL Designs number 92 Toyota Camry. What about Ricardo? Where's Ricardo out here tonight? He will start this race restart in the 10th position after starting the race in 13th. So already quite a few positions gained for Ricardo Cano. And Ricardo's pretty special to me. We'll get back to that conversation here in just a few moments' time. We'll get back to some green flag racing out up front. Chase Lewis, Stoney Benfield, Corey Wright, Jensen Case. Here we go. Green flag is out once again. Barney waves it loud and proud. Side by side there for P2 already is Chase Lewis. Nice restart there. Able to hit the gas. Second, third, back up to fourth, down the back straightaway. Curious if Chase Lewis does shove it back down into third, into 3 and 4. Here we go. Some nice door-to-door here once again. We still haven't really seen contact here quite throughout the whole pack. This is a nice race. Oh, right as I say it, as Elijah Fisher could, you can see his white gloves barely hang on there for the 24. There we're starting to lean on each other out of 3 and 4 that time, and now 1 and 2. That will be Rob Wilhoit, Tony Price, Craig Schmidt starting to join this battle, as well as Rob Wilhoit goes for a slip and slide. He's going to work his way up into the dirtier section of the track there. You best believe iRacing Simulation Motorsports. There's a reason why we call it that here. If you get up there on the outside line, that's one of the very many things that iRacing will simulate is the dirtier portion of the track. There's really no grip up there. It continues to be a minefield as this race continues to tick onwards. How about Daniel Selway? He works his way to the final driver interview booth, spot, as we have another caution out on the racetrack. Believe this one's on board with Christopher Clore to see what happens to the 21 after he started up there. I mean, P3 of the race, one of our fastest drivers here tonight out of Brownsburg, Indiana. Looks like he had some help there from the number 10. You might be asking, well, who's the number 10? That is our points leader there, Timothy Blankenbeckler. That's the thrust master, number 10. It's missing the big old sponsor there on the rear quarter panel. But looks like Tim tries to look down the inside, lifts a little. Oh, actually, ladies and gentlemen, Tim. Oh, there goes Matt. Oh, no. Matt is not having the night that he wants here tonight. Another nowhere to go for the 14, but I think I might be speaking a little bit too soon on our points leader here for Blankenbeckler. Here he looks down to the inside, contact with the rumble strips, drift up the track. We'll get that live to racing action. Fault that on the old net code there. I almost think you do. I don't think that there was contact there between the two. Definitely air between them, but I don't think that there was contact made. I think if you're newer to iRacing, that's iRacing just trying to do its best to simulate the closest battling that it can. And well, sometimes internet connections between two drivers. I mean, we have drivers from all over the world here tonight, not only the U.S., but also, yes, you best believe it, Ricardo Cano. So it's iRacing trying to do everything that it can to try and simulate the best of no contact. But shout out Ricardo here. He had got that race on subscription, the free trial to it there. I produced and directed my first real-life racing event there out at Cotton Bowl Speedway just last night. Ricardo made sure to tune in as well as post out a shout out on his story. So Ricardo, that's always special to see, as well as, I mean, we know the pace of the 25. It's not if, but it's when the 25 will work his way up to the front. Ricardo, keep the nice work up here, not only out on track, but as well as behind the scenes. That keeps me going behind the scenes as well. So keep that up, Ricardo. We're going to continue to get some green flag racing this lap by. Unlucky. There you go. I love that one. The unlucky turns machine for Christopher Clore is now unfortunate for him. With all due respect for the 21, he will have to start this race. This race restart. Actually, I'm showing down and now out of the race. Oh boy, this is going to be big here, ladies and gentlemen. Christopher Clore, one of our fastest driver, now down and out. Some green flag racing down this time by Barney. Wave it loud and proud. 21 laps down, coming to 22 this time by Chase Lewis. Nice restart heading into turn 1. We'll make our way out of turn 2, heading down the short chute of a back straightaway. Look at that, still all cool, calm and collected. There's a little side by side. Door to door is the number 13 of Robert McDonald, who goes around. Oh no, Ricardo Cano has contact as well. There goes the 69. I believe Matt Langley has gotten through that one all clean, green, and mean. Yeah, that number 14 that is sparkly. Shiny there. I heard the number 13 going for a spin down and around that time by. Let's see what happens to Robert McDonald and his farm here tonight. No E-I-E-I-O, and matter of fact, we'll have to hit the rewind switch on it. Looks like Robert, he's on the braking zone there. Is it Frank Ranger Jr. is possibly down? No, it's not. It's the 69 of Tyler Price, who I think just misjudged the braking zone just a little bit there. Frank Ranger Jr. for the Ranger Creative Concepts Chevrolet SS also. Oh, heavy contact with the outside wall there. Nowhere to go for Frank Ranger Jr. Also, it looks like a lucky fan's going to go home with a very bouncy and an unhappy front bumper there for the number 17. Oh, hard leg there. I mean, pancakes. The outside wall there for the 17. Speaking of Frank Ranger Jr., we have a special ad to show from the man here himself. My name's Sean Stam here on Stam Studio Network. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here tonight. We'll be right back with you up here in the booth.
I feel like I'm afraid to say how I feel, to know I let you down. 'Cause late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart. You can have it back if it's only half of your heart. If it's only half.
I appreciate that quick word from Ranger Creative Concepts. We are now side by side once again up here. Gonna get back to some green flag racing from Martinsville Speedway in the Ideal Realty Advisors of Marion 65. Back on into the gas is Chase Lewis. Chase has been the driver to beat here tonight. If you're just now joining us, if you are just now joining us in the vertical chat there live on YouTube Shorts, make sure you can mosey your way on over here to horizontal land. I promise. I might tickle you, but I will definitely not bite you. How about speaking of bite? Daniel Selway's biting and fighting his way up here to P2 now after starting P6 in the race. I believe Daniel Selway Jr., his best lap time is a 19.80. Our race leader for Chase Lewis is a 19.37. That would be quite the difference there. But as we continue to see not only three Toyota Camrys lead the pack here tonight, we really haven't seen who has a nice, longer green flag car underneath them here tonight. Next manufacturer back is that Ford Mustang of Stoney Binfield. Stoney's definitely had the qualifying pace here tonight, but he'll fall back here to P4 for the times being. Jensen Case, Elijah Fisher, and Rob Brunoit up to 5th, 6th, and 7th. On board with Rob Willoitz here, and here's a really good look at not only, I mean, here you have a little bit of clean track in front of you, so you can choose your lines, but if you're a driver like TJ Zachary right here, right behind Craig Schmidt, who is sitting P8 up there in front of him, gaining 9 spots as we drop up the green, you really have to be on your toes here tonight. Every single braking zone, I mean, there is no lacking off. There is no zoning out here, kind of like you can in intermediates, or I mean, definitely, you tend to doze off there for some super speedway racing, just the engine sounds. I mean, they'll put you in a slate lap after lap. But we really don't see that here tonight, as once again on board, almost contact. There was contact with Rob Wilhoit. Rob goes hard into the outside safer barrier. We saw that right in front of that battle. Oh man, fourth caution, lap 33 out of 125. That was, I think, another little bit of a snowball effect, you could call it there. As I mean, we definitely saw that right there in front of, I believe that was Craig Schmidt. And here's the contact, or quick Stam Studio Network replay there. Yeah, we're starting to lean on each other a little bit down the back straightaway here. Ooh, man, oh man, I wonder if there was definitely... Ladies, let me know what you... Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. Let me know what you think down there in YouTube land, because it almost looks like the rear end comes around on Rob here before they even make their way into the corner. Yeah, there was no contact on the 85 at all. Definitely leaning on each other down the back straightaway for Craig Schmidt and Rob Wilhoit, but I think this Rob, he tried to send it there a little bit too much into the outside line, whether it's too much rear brake bias or just a little bit too deep into the braking zone. That rear locked up on him very quick there. Man, he had it saved until there's more contact. I thought it was an overcorrection there, but looks like TJ Zachary... I mean, TJ, he just had nowhere to go there. Nothing intentional by any means. But unfortunately there, if you're a Rob Wilhoit fan, that's a pretty nasty pancake to the outside wall. All right, so Robert McDonald was in. Tyler Price was in. Tim Blankenbeckler was also in. Neil Lapidus finally got his Ford Mustang all fixed back up to operating temps and conditions here tonight. That lime green machine is that. I'm gonna have to get a better camera view on that one. Hang on. Shout out Neil Lapidus's 26OSOKOutdoors.com Tier 1 setup shop machine. We're going to get the field scrunched and bunched back up here together for another green flag drop of the Ideal Realty Advisors of Marion 65 down here live from the virtual Martinsville Speedway. Chase Lewis, Daniel Selway Jr., Torrey Wright, Stoney Binfield, Jensen Case, Craig Schmidt, TJ Zachary, Tony Steele, Elijah Fisher, Robert McDonald. That's rounding out your top 10. Tim Blankenbeckler, Neil Lapidus, Frank Ranger Jr., Tyler Price, Rob Wilhoit, Matt Langley. Oh no, Ricardo Cano into the pits. Not sure if he... Oh, God dang it. I think Ricardo's more than 3 laps down, unfortunately. And then Christopher Clore, excuse me, down there, P18. Looks like he's still into the virtual garage, but it'll be interesting to see if that number 21 will be out here on track once again tonight, as he definitely had the speed, had the pace. Chase Lewis, the race restart is on him once again. That's how he continues to find this gap here on these race restarts. But as we continue to see the cream rise to the top, it's Daniel Selway Jr. I was about to talk about him. He just had the save of a century. Formula drifted it down there to the exit turn 2 on our race restart. That was another sort of snowball effect, accordion effect down there through the pack, as there was another front bumper down there laying on the track. Thankfully, it looks like green flag racing will continue to ensue. Jensen Case, TJ Zachary, and now Daniel Selway Jr. drops back to P4 right outside of that final driver interview spot. We'll take a look at that race replay in a few moments' time as our front runners right now really start to single file themselves out. Next side by side there, it's going to be between Tim Blankenbeckler as well as Rob Wilhoit. I believe Rob is in the lucky dog position right now, so that means if there is a caution that would ensue, as long as the leader does not make their way around, I guess it would be, let's see, Tyler Price is the next car on the lead lap. So right now, if Rob is not shown into the next caution, excuse me, if he's not involved in the next caution, he will be able to make his way down and around into the lead lap once again. Jensen Case, TJ Zachary, there is that caution. You could call it the Sean and Tater curse right there. Is it Frank Ranger Jr.? It is the 17. Once again involved here tonight. He's going to look to find neutral, then first gear back once again. Looks to be crab walking a little bit there down our front straightaway. So we're going to start out the look at this race replay with what happened to Daniel Selway Jr. up here. Take a look at we'll take a look at this at race pace. And I'm not sure if he just got too deep into turn one or definitely had contact, or did he have, excuse me, contact? Oh man, he did. That was Corey Wright way up the racetrack there in turn one. Not what he was wanting to do, as we have seen just how clean and green Corey Wright races race after race. But unfortunately there for Craig Schmidt as well. I think he got the worst end of it. We'll hop on board with him as his front nose is going to a lucky fan out there in the audience. So there's the contact with Selway. Oh, it's just a checkup. Doesn't have enough time there. And unfortunately, it's really all it takes to send one of the front ends of these ARCA, the front sheet metal noses of these ARCA machines. Or excuse, are they? Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure they are sheet metal instead of composite. Here's one more look at it. We'll slow and woe it down this time by Daniel Selway Jr. There's the contact, and then there comes the 78 top of your screen. Stoney Benfield. Oh, he's going to damage that front radiator. 85 once again. Pretty much Craig Schmidt with the worst of it. Nice evasive action for everybody else out here on the track. I mean, look at Robert McDonald as well. I don't know if those are French fries or what on the number 13 machine, but Robert McDonald, as well as a lot of drivers here tonight with some very nice evasive action there. Chase Lewis, Jensen Case, or is that Casey? Jensen, let me know. I love you, man. Just let me know if I'm butchering the last name and how hard there. Daniel Selway Jr. Corey Wright's rounding out the top 5, and oh gosh, I hate to do it, but I might have to. Okay, real quick. Hang on here. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. I have a quick question for one of our league owners. Apologies for the little audio delay there, but just checking in on when stage 1 is there. Obviously, lap 63 of the race. So these drivers, we're not only going to start to look into some nitty-grittiness here tonight. There is no time to hide. There's nowhere to go. You are fighting every single inch right here for every single playoff point. That's why we're starting to see these drivers starting to make a little bit of contact on their side, a little bit of side-by-side. TJ Zachary and Daniel Selway Jr. Here comes Elijah Fisher. He looks to climb the hill out of 4 as well. No contact with the outside wall. I believe that was Robert McDonald, that French fry machine. Looks to keep it moving and grooving. There's Corey Wright and Elijah Fisher starting to lean on each other here out of turn 2. Make our way turns 3 and 4 this time by Daniel Selway Jr. That's a hard pass to make, but as this track here at Martinsville continues to take more and more rubber down that inside line, I would start to see the outside line really have the speed here. Daniel Selway Jr. had TJ Zachary cleared just for a bit there into 1 and 2, but with that longer way around the racetrack, not able to clear him for the final driver interview spot. Chase Lewis, Jensen Case up there continuing to run first and second. Daniel Selway Jr. is continuing to beg for some more and more grip out of those right side tires. Corey Wright, he hasn't left the bottom line here tonight. Only inches apart from 3rd and 4th on back. Look who's starting to join the battle as well. I believe he's already used his fast repair, and that's one of our league owners for the the Admin Box Midwest Elite ARCA Series here tonight. Neil Lapidus, he's going to start to try and reel in this side-by-side battles. Action up here in front of him. Right, Neil, Tony Steele, as well as Neil Lapidus. You could call him the meat in the sandwich, as they have some side-by-side, both in front and right there behind him. Here, who finally gets a run here? Daniel Selway Jr. Yeah, we're not going to see him go down without a fight here tonight. 92 still down and around the outside line. He continues to run it. No contact here, as it looks like Robert McDonald is down and around into the pits. Not sure if it was a meatball flag there for the number 13, but he's going to have to look to regroup and rearm as Daniel Selway Jr. lap after lap. I don't know if it was TJ Zachary just saying, I got places to be, but TJ Zachary, too deep into turns 1 and 2, makes contact with Elijah Fisher. Oh, Rob Willowington goes around and tags Elijah once again. Hold the brake, there we go. Tim Blankenbeckler makes his way around it. This will be our 6th caution here tonight for the Ideal Realty Advisors of Marion 65. Stick on board with us here and we'll take a look at this race replay brought to you by Race to Stop Suicide. Check on your friends and family members down there around you. And I don't mean just, hey, how's it going? I seriously mean conversations, day in, day out, week in and week out. Here we go. Here's going to be, once again, no, Rob, the rear end comes out on the rear end of him there. Whether it was an overreaction or just too deep into the braking zone or too much rear braking bias for that machine, but apologies there. Here's the replay that I was looking for. It'll be Tim Blankenbeckler, the 24 of Elijah Fisher up here. Here's the contact. It's once again a game of inches here tonight. We'll hop on board with Elijah. Just tries to send it a little too deep here in 1 and there's 1 and 2. Here's 3 and 4 this time by. Tries to look down the outside. Daniel Selway Jr. is clear of him. Now we're going to make our way down in 1 and 2 this time by. I'm liking that we kind of get to see this really start to heat up and ensue here. And then there's the contact. That was TJ Zachary just a little bit too deep there into the corner. We'll slow it down this time by heading into 1 and 2. So he's clear, and then I don't know if the 8 of TJ Zachary just licked the stamp and sent it through the mail, or if the 24 of Elijah, even if he did lift a little bit early. And then there's the cherry on top for Elijah Fisher. Elijah, make sure you don't buy any lottery tickets this week. There's just an unlucky night for the 24. There's one more look at it. We'll slow it down. Yeah, I mean, it's not TJ's. It's not malicious intent at all. I think it's just a game of inches, game of centimeters here tonight from Martinsville, especially these Arca Menards cars. Doesn't take much to send them down and around. Unfortunately, that's what happens for the 24. We'll take a quick YouTube. No, we won't this time by, because we are side by side this time by. Lap 58 coming to 5.9. Put them 3s up this whole lap. Here we go. If some great 5.9 there for you. I guess if you know, you know. Just got through with that concert a few days ago. Anyways, back to some green flag action here for the Ideal Realty Advisors of Marion 65. If you're looking for some new housing markets there, or new housing option there outside of Marion, make sure you hit up the Ideal Realty Advisors. We are green flag racing once again. Daniel Selway Jr. is not looking to play around here tonight, as he has cleared his way up into P2. Down and around, clear from Jensen Case. Jensen looks to try in the outside line. Knocking. Nothing is there. He's going to try the next house down. So lets his way down to P4. TJ Zachary is still down and around the inside line. Really haven't seen TJ lose that inside this time by, or work his way up off of it. Tony Steele right there behind him, 6th. Neil Lapidus, 7th. Craig Schmitz right there side by side, running between Rob Hoyt as well. That number 85, even though there's no front nose on it, you don't need too much aerodynamic action here tonight, says Craig Schmitz. Tries to make the outside line work, tries to hang in there at least until his fuel stop, or possibly try and just work that master pair in there. Tyler Price, Tim Blankenbeckler, there. Right now we're looking at 10th, 11th, and 12th battles out here on track, side by side. Craig Schmidt, although there's no front nose, continues to try and reel his way back up here into the top 10. He's right up there with them as he's got Tony Steele in his outside line. Back up here for the battle for P3 and 4 as this starts. not only starting to heat up, but it's starting to ensue this time by. And we got another caution out here on the racetrack. I believe it's going to be, that is our stage 1 caution. So if you're just now joining us, I made sure to double check when the caution did come out here, and that's why we did start to see really battles starting to heat up and ensue between these drivers. We sort of had a short shootout. There we go. That's man, got my tongue tied here tonight. But these drivers going to make their way down and into pit lane after that short shootout. There we go. After our stage 1 break, Chase Lewis, winner of that stage break. Daniel Selway Jr. is going to rack up some points as well. Jensen Case, Corey Wright, TJ Zachary, Neil Lapidus, Tim Blankenbeckler. Excuse me, Tim's going to stay out. Stoney Benfield, Rob Quilloit, Craig Schmidt, Tyler Price, and Tony Steele running out that top 15. It's Money Stop action here tonight, brought to you by Stam Studio Network. We're going to see these drivers really have to hit their marks here on into the pits. You can't run just an inch over your pit box or the pit line because, well, your crew chief will tell you, hey, back her up, back her up. You got to hit the old. Looks like none of the drivers up here within the front 4 runners off of pit lane did have to hit the old beep, beep, beep. Looks like it'll be Chase Lewis leads him out there off of pits. Daniel Selway Jr. P2, Jensen Case, Corey Wright, Neil Lapidus, TJ Zachary, Tony Steele, and Craig Schmidt running at the top 10. Stam Studio Network. It's we see you down there in the old live YouTube chat, Ricardo. This is a replay of how the 25 had contact earlier on in the race. Oh, splits the front half of the C's, but unfortunately there for the, I still can't tell, is that French fry? I think he said macaroni and cheese, matter of fact, last time. So apologies there for Robert McDonald, but man, that's big heavy contact there for Ricardo Cano. Says no traction, can't even get it out of the pits. Unfortunately, therefore, Ricardo Cano is, he'll have to re-rack him, restack him. Oh, as well as the whole field. Oh, man, that was big contact. Oh, my goodness gracious. Neil Lapidus involved here on a big checkup here. Goodness gracious. We're going to have to take a... Oh, my gosh. Did you see the front quarter panel just fly up there into space? There it goes, down there back into the pit lane. Man, oh, man. What a checkup there on this race restart. Ricardo, stay in here with us. You might be able to get some laps back here. All right, let's see what happened here coming to the green this time by. Okay, well, there's the checkup there. Oh man, that's how traffic starts on your favorite highway heading home from work. You try to get through it and you're like, well, where did all this traffic come from? It's just from checkup after another checkup. Really missed Neil's incident there, and apologies for that. We'll catch it live this time by. Yeah, man, yeah. Oh, Neil, he did have the cat-like reflexes there, but unfortunately, there was just nowhere for him to go after the fact. Again, the number 5 of Rob. It is just not Rob's night here tonight. An unlucky end for the number 5, as his front left tire is not even spinning. Let's try to see another race replay here. I'm gonna just look at the massive checkup through the whole front of this field. I think they're just waiting on Tim, but I mean the restart is on Tim's hand there, at least until they make their way into the Geico restart zone. There's Tyler Price. I mean, heavy contact to his front nose. He's contact with Tony Steele's rear end. I guess Tyler Price would be a fun driver to hop on board this green flag as well. heavy lick. Unfortunately for him, some drivers able to take a licking and keep on ticking with their ARCA Menard Series cars. Looks like Tyler Price, he will. Tyler Price will take a licking and keep on ticking here tonight. Well, our 8th caution, looks like we're going to re-rack him and restack him this time by Tim Blankenbeckler. He's got the field in his hands for that Thrustmaster. I'm still... What did I... Oh! Of course it is. Of course it is. The one sponsor that all matters here tonight. Our title sponsor of the race. Tim Blankenbeckler and the Ideal Realty Advisors of Marion 65 Toyota Camry. He's going to have the field in his vans this time by. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Get up, stand up for your life. Come on now, don't you ever give up that fight. Tim Blankenbeckler, he's going to dive it down there into turn number 1. Single file restarts from this time on. Very nice, clean, cordial start as well. Looks like single file up here in battle for the front, second, and third positions. Daniel Selway Jr., he falls back to P4, but tries to slice and dice his way back up to that final driver interview spot as it is side by side for it right now. Chase Lewis loses the lead earlier on in the race, but if we take a look at our pit stop strategy, you best believe it. I believe it's Chase Lewis. Yes, there we go. Chase Lewis on the newer tire sets here tonight. Tires not really mattering at a super speedway as we just finished that broadcast for the Overdrive Cup Series, but here in the Admin Box Midwest Elite ARCA Series, especially at a track like Martinsville, at a short track, we're going to see tires continue to make a run and make a factor here tonight. As I'm talking about it, Chase Lewis, door quarter clear for the race lead. Let us know if everything is everything is audio in and out here tonight, as we're still seeing some nice side by side from that final driver interview spots on back. Looks like Daniel Selway Jr. is going to hit that the crossover move down there in 3 and 4 this time by Elijah Fisher. He's going to jerk on that wheel. Oh my God! Tim Blankenbeckler, heavy contact with the outside safer barrier. I don't know if that front right suspension is going to be able to hang on there for Tim. Tim, hang on to her, buddy. I don't think that we're going to get a yellow flag here from that. Nope, keeping things moving and grooving. There's no chance that you can make your way down in the pit lane. You just have to try and wait until that next next caution. As, oh man, that's possibly, if not going to be, the race ender here for our points leader for Tim Blankenbeckler. Here comes Frank Ranger Jr. He's sitting right there now, P8. Nice points run here for him tonight. As, I mean, Tim, if we have the live on-board shot with him, you best believe Tim is just begging for some. Look at that, the steering wheel not even straight down the back straightaway. Is unfortunately no live driver cams here tonight. Chase Lewis, he hadn't led every single lap here tonight, but it is dang well close to it. He is right there back up to the race lead after Selway Jr. has muscled his way around Elijah Fisher, Corey Wright, TJ Zachary. We're starting to see the cream rise to the top for this Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series, brought to you by Admin Box. If you're looking for some sim racing, as well as some sim racing hardware, as well as software, make sure you head up Admin Box. They got quite a few specials available, as well as Tier 1 Setup Shop, one of our sponsors and affiliates here for MER. My name is Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network. We have our top 9 drivers right now shown on the lead lap, from 10th on back, showing at least 1 lap down. A little bit more contact with the outside wall. I'll treat you down there to the sights and sounds of the track. Show my appreciation to each and every single one of you down here live on Stam Studio Network. Enjoy the sights and sounds. I'll be right back with you here on SSN. crank this puppy back down. Sean Stam back here with you live on the old Stam Studio Network. Ricardo, thank you for still hanging out here with us. I know, man, not only tonight, but really the first half of the first quarter of the season is really, it's been tough for you, but we know that you continue to show the pace, not only practice, but as well as in qualifying. Ricardo looks to bounce back here from tonight after he is in the virtual garage. Chase Lewis, as we just saw, still continuing to lead with quite a bit of a gap here up from Daniel Selway, 3.6 seconds to be exact. These two drivers, our front four runners were all last pitting on lap 64 of the race. So still same pit stop strategies there. It looks like Elijah Fisher. I mean, I saw it in our Crank It Up. I'm not sure if guys and gals down there in live YouTube lands. He's loose off of the corner and tight heading into the corner. This is not, oh man, this is not what you're looking for out of an ARCA Menard Series car. But man, Elijah Fisher continues to show the cat-like reflexes, continues to saw on the wheel. Although it's tight in the corner and loose there off, he continues to really show some nice pace here tonight. TJ Zachary as well as Craig Schmidt right there back behind him, 6th and 7th. These drivers also nose to tail pretty much all of the race tonight. Only about, my math is mathing, what is that? 25 more laps to go here tonight. Appreciate every single one of you joining us. This is not only the drivers who put on a show for everybody, but it's for the race fans. It's a little bit of a yin and yang situation, as well as the league owners, Neil Lapidus, Matt Langley, all of you here that make this happen week in, week out, race in and race out here at Stam Studio Network. Those sponsors and affiliates also cycling their way out throughout that top right of the screen. Of course, Ranger Creative Concepts. Hit up Frank Ranger Jr. for any custom merch or trophies or anything of that. That's a leeway there. Tier 1 setup shop, as well as if you're looking for any setup action there for iRacing, as well as Admin Box if you're looking for any iRacing hardware as well. Corey Wright, one of our front runners, going to right his way down into pit lane, as this is going to make pretty much our final pit stop here tonight. Corey, I don't know if this is a gambling strategy or if it's, I know all of these drivers with, I believe it is 50% fuel, have to make at least one more pit stop. I'll take Corey right down into the old, oh no. I didn't see a pit stop there. Yeah, I was just about to say, what is going on with Corey Wright? This is a little bit more interesting than a pit stop here. He's going to lose. Oh, Corey was up there in what, 3rd and 4th position. Stick with us here. I'm going to try and figure out what's going on with the number 4, whether it's a penalty all gone wrong or speeding down the pits. It's one of those stories there. Now we got 25 laps to go in the race. Chase Lewis continues to lead. Daniel Selway Jr. by just about a whole straightaway here tonight from Martinsville. Stoney Binfield from the back, or excuse me, from the front of the pack. There's so much far up in the front, I believe. He started there in our pole position, or P2. Stoney Binfield fell all the way back there to 9th and 10th earlier on in the race, respectively. But right now, that's a call 811 before you dig, number 78. I think that's on the rear quarter panel. Yeah, there you go, North Carolina, 811 before you dig. So at nc811.org. He continues to sit in our final driver interview spots right now with about a second gap, a half-second gap over, no, I had it right, second gap over Elijah Fisher. TJ Zachary right there behind him, as now these drivers are starting to get into a little bit more of a rhythm here tonight, able to hit their marks and really start to work their tires up to operating temps and pressures. Although you might start to lose some grip, you really get yourself into a rhythm lap after lap. Here comes Craig Schmidt. Craig's going to dive it down the inside. He's now got a new nose on that number 85 Chevrolet SS. Door corner clear for number 85. Works his way 12 spots gained since the drop of the green flag tonight. 22 laps to go. You blink and you miss it. Time flies when you're having fun here at Stam Studio Network. Next closest battle out here on track, it's going to be between Neil Lapidus as well as Tony Steele. This is the battle for the lucky dog position. it's really, excuse me, Frank Ranger Jr. I'm showing right now has lucky dog. So if there is a caution, if you're just now joining us, that means the number 17 will get the wave around if Neil Lapidus and Tony Steele do not catch him by that time. And Frank Ranger Jr., he's loving the outside line here tonight, letting, I believe that was the 85, yep, of Craig Schmidt right there down and around once again. Tim Blankenbeckler been flirting with that outside wall like he used to know her back down there in high school. And Tim, he's continuing to show some very nice pace here tonight, sitting up there in the top 6 position after continuing to, after running our Ideal Realty Advisors of Marion 65 paint scheme here tonight, our title sponsor of the race here from Martinsville Speedway. 19 laps to go. Chase Lewis continues to lead. Daniel Selway Jr., Stoney Benfield still sits P3. That's our front 3 driver interview spots. Our next closest battle, it still sits right here between Elijah Fisher and Craig Schmidt. Between these last few laps, between the 24 and the 85, I mean, I'm not sure if Elijah Fisher just slapped the outside wall, had some contact there. He's got a tire going down, whatever it may be. I mean, the green continues to show itself here for Craig Schmidt. Nice run for the number 85. He's, let's see here. Well, there you go. It's newer tires. That's going to warrant about a 2 to 3/10 of a second advantage there. Does Craig Schmidt have enough laps here within the run? About 15 to go this time by to work his way back up to the 4th position, bridesmaid spot, to that final driver interview position. Tony Steele, Jensen Casey continue to go at it here for 9th and 10th. Only 0.6 of a second separating 8th, 9th, and 10th. Neil Lapidus tries to run away from this battle in his lime green. Where is it? There we saw it, the OSOKOutdoors.com number 26 machine. Tier 1 setup shop on the rear quarter panel, Thrustmaster on the front quarter panel, or excuse me, the front of the rear quarter panel. Neil, nice run for him here tonight as he sits about 1 spot gained since where he started this race. Tony Steele right there behind him, Jensen Case, TJ Zachary, and Tyler Price running at the top 12. 14 laps to go this time by. Will these drivers have enough fuel within their fuel cells? As we did see, what was it? Yeah, lap 64. Whew. I think these drivers might run into the fumes here tonight. This is going to get this is going to be fun to watch here coming to these last 13 laps. Daniel Selway Jr., Stoney Benfield, right now our top 3 runners. Elijah Fisher, Craig Schmidt are making out our top 5 right now. Tim Blankenbeckler is now down into that final driver, the final, lucky doggy spot. There you go. Bark, bark. Frank Ranger Jr. holding on for dear life what once was our lucky dog position here tonight. Bark, bark. No, unfortunately not so. Jensen Case, Tony Steele, Neil Lapidus will all work their way around. And, of course, just mentioned it, now Tim Blankenbeckler down and around that lucky dog position. So, as we continue to work our way to the nitty-gritty here tonight, Chase Lewis continues to show us all how it's done. 10 laps to go. This time by that number 4. We've seen Corey Wright here lap after lap be our fastest driver out here on the track. Now 9 laps to go. If there is one more caution, this is going to re-rack him and re-strack him all for the century here tonight. Looks like Chase Lewis, he knows that he has that 6.1 second gap. He's going to allow that lap down car of number 4 to Corey Wright. Gonna unlap himself at least 1 lap there. Now it's a 5.7 second back gap down to Daniel Selway Jr. Here we go. 1 second gap down to Daniel Selway Jr. and Stoney Benfield. Stoney Benfield trying to fight for his right to party here tonight for that final driver interview spot. Elijah Fisher starting to knock on that rear bumper. Elijah here out of Hancock, MN there. Minnesota? You gotta believe that's Hancock, Minnesota. Anyways, Elijah Fisher, he's still knocking on that rear bumper for that final driver interview spot, but you gotta believe that Stoney Benfield here for the 78 North Carolina 811 before you dig.org machine. He's not gonna give up that final driver interview spot early. We know that after these drivers, it has been blood, sweat, and tears out here tonight, not only physically, but as well as mentally. These drivers doing everything they can to try and hold off these final few positions, as, I mean, we continue to see it, not only here for the Admin Box MER series, but I mean, time and time again for other series I broadcast for, when these racers continue to crest our way, continuing throughout the season. I mean, there has been positions where it is just a couple of points between our drivers. Matter of fact, if memory serves me correct, I mean, Tim Blankenbeckler, the final, lucky dog position here tonight, but right now it is just only a couple points separating our front 3 and 4 and even 5 runners here between our point standings for the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. It's going to be 3 laps to go. This time by here live from the virtual Martinsville Speedway. Chase Lewis still out here up front. Got that 6-second gap over Daniel Sailaway Jr. Tony Benfield, he's got Elijah Fisher. He's got company down and around that outside line. It'll be 2 miles as we take the stripe this time by. It'll be the 24 of Elijah Fisher. He's doing everything he can. He's going to try to keep it off and around that outside line that has the tire marbles there. I mean, there's too many to count. You don't want to get down and around a little too high down around the outside line, but you have to do everything you can. Gonna lean on each other here into turn number 4. Elijah Fisher, he gets loose as a goose, but it's gonna come out here to Chase Lewis. This time by, white flag lap is out here for the Admin Boxed Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. Chase Lewis, he has led just about every single lap here tonight. Chase Lewis, he's gonna do it. Once again, welcome back to Victory Lane. The number 19 Toyota Camry. Woo boy, that number 19 showed us the pace, showed us the race, showed us all how it's done for Martinsville. Get the hot dogs ready here for Chase Lewis, as Martinsville Speedway known for the hot dogs. Man, oh man, I'm gonna need one up here in the booth as well. Get the relish, get the ketchup and mustard ready. Stoney Benfield rounds out our final driver interview spots. Elijah Fisher takes away P4. Craig Schmidt will take away P5, just barely at the line. It'll be Chase Lewis. Congratulations, dear man. Burn it down, burn it down. Well-deserved win here for the number 19. Over there out of Kenneapolis, North Carolina, 23 years old. Hey, I know how old that is. That's maybe how old I am. Anyways, he's here to win some races. He's also here to get some live driver interviews here in just a few moments' time. Congratulations on your win there, Chase Lewis. Man, oh man, showing the pace, showing the race here tonight from Martinsville. Stick with us here. We'll get some official race results here scrolling across your screen, and then get with those top 3 drivers. Chase Lewis once again coming away with the race win here tonight after starting P2. Comes across the stripe. P1, Daniel Selway Jr. In Illuminate Motorsports, he'll take away P2. Stoney Benfield, Elijah Fisher, Craig Schmidt, Tim Blankenbeckler, Neil Lapidus, Jensen Case, Tony Steele. Oh man. Gotta feel there for Jensen. He was up there for quite a bit of tonight. TJ Zachary, Tyler Price, Frank Ranger Jr., Corey Wright, Robert McDonald, Rob Wilhoit, Matt Langley, Ricardo Cano, Christopher Clore, rounding out the top 18. All right, as I mosey my way on over down here into the Victory Lane broadcast booth. Hey, Chase Lewis, this is Sean Stam live up here in the booth. You got yourself a copy, man?
Yes, sir, I do.
Chase, what a run here tonight. I don't think you could have scripted up something better than that. I mean, lap after lap after lap. Congratulations here tonight. How do you have this much pace here out of a short track like Martinsville?
I mean, I'm really good on short tracks, and I think for me, it's just finding momentum and building pace and trying to just stay out front, get the clean air and stuff.
You did all of the above here tonight. Congratulations, Chase. It's been a lot of fun to watch you here, and as well as your pace here for the MER Admin Box ARCA series. How do I word this? What is the biggest factor, do you think, in putting down lap time at a short track?
Man, honestly, it's just consistency. You have to be consistent with short tracks like this, you know. A lot of things I work on for myself is just being consistent on a week-to-week basis, hitting the same line. You know, that's just a big thing for me. Like, I critique myself by not being consistent. So I work on a week-to-week just to make myself better, you know. I pride myself on that a lot.
Well, it's definitely working for you, Chase. Congratulations on the win here tonight. Man, there's a lot of fun to watch. Is there anybody who'd like to thank or all shout out that really makes this all possible for you allowing to come race with us every Sunday night?
Yeah, I wanna thank my good friend Lane. He helps me out a lot. I wanna thank Neil for putting on the series and stuff. I wanna thank everybody that races. Everybody's really clean in here. We have our nights, but I want to thank Bumgarner Designs because he helps me out a lot. He does all my wraps and stuff. I want to thank you for putting on the broadcast, and that should be it.
Well, thank you so much, Chase. That's man, oh man, what a race. We'll see you in about a week's time. Coming up from, I forgot to check the schedule, but best of luck here coming to you the next race, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Alrighty, we're gonna get it down here to our second place driver. This is pretty special. He let me know what's coming up. Daniel Subway Jr. I think you know who this is up here in the booth. Got yourself a copy, man.
Yes, I do.
And Daniel, how about it? Welcome up here into the broadcast booth here for the podium finishers broadcast booth. You finished about 6 seconds behind Chase Lewis, but really showed some really nice pace here tonight from a short track. Do you like short track racing more than intermediate and even super speedway racing, Daniel?
Oh, I absolutely love short track racing, but I'm not good at it.
Man, it looks like it here tonight. You're definitely carrying that momentum throughout the not only corner entry, but mid-corner, and corner exit. Showing us how it's done in these short track ARCA Menard Series styles races here for MER. Daniel, how'd you make it happen here tonight? Is there anybody who you really like to thank or makes it all possible for you?
Well, I had the fastest car that didn't have illegal nitrous in it, so I call that a win. But I need to thank, most importantly, myself for the designs, but most importantly, all the sponsors a part of Lumen Motorsports, my team, Elite Performance Industries, SSN, Yushan, of course. Just all the sponsors that we have way too many. Race to Stop Suicide, Racers for Christ, Moza Racing, Ken Automotive, Lawson Products. Just too many to go through, but gotta thank each and every one of them because they're the ones that make it happen for us to be able to go through different leagues and be able to get different tracks and cars to be able to go further in leagues and help us go pro and help us get even better equipment.
Man, well said, Daniel. I guess it's a good problem to have, is too many sponsors and affiliates there. I'm gonna have to start writing them down, but congratulations, Daniel. We're gonna have to start writing down your podium finishers here. You got quite a bit of pace here in this ARCA car.
Yeah, expect me to be in the victory at Texas. I just got done with a league race a couple weeks ago where I dominated, so can't wait to get to Texas this Sunday.
Hey, there you go. Congratulations on your podium here tonight. It'll be the bridesmaid position, but everybody keep your eye on that number 92 heading into Texas next week. Thank you, Daniel. Have a great rest of your night.
You too.
All right, I believe the final driver interview spot, I do believe, I think it belongs here to Stoney Binfield. Stoney, Sean, up here live in the podium finishers broadcast booth. You got yourself a copy.
Sure do, Sean. How you guys doing tonight, man?
Man, doing great after a race like this here tonight. Are you kidding me? How about those final few laps there? You and Eliza Fisher, door to door to door, finally got by him there to 4.
Yeah, I got behind early in the race. I don't know when they did this update. I got a black flag for too many incident points. I didn't even know I had incidents. Yeah. So I had to do a drive through, and then I got the lucky dog. And so that got me behind, had to drive through the field several times. But yeah, man, hey, I thank God for a third place finish. I should have been higher, but I'll take it.
Man, Stoney, we continue to see you slice and dice your way through the field, and even after a couple wave rounds, lucky dogs, and what you may call it, it's a nice run up here. Very fast car here for you tonight. What are you thinking going into Texas next week?
Well, I'm actually going to be on vacation next week. I'm going to have to miss next week. Yeah. So I'll be watching on YouTube on the broadcast. So I hope you guys I really love Texas. I think I can be competitive at Texas. But family vacation, man.
You got the priorities right there, Stoney. I like it. And before we let you get going, is there anybody who'd like to shout out or makes this all happen for you, race after race after race?
Yeah, well, on the hood, I want to thank Jesus, man. He's my Lord and Savior, and he's the reason that I'm here, and I'm a Christian, and I thank the Lord for Jesus. But then you can see on my car also the sponsors, Cook's Tree Service, good friend Kip Cook, he helps me, and then nc811.org, Call Before You Dig. They help us, to be able to keep our equipment updated and that type of thing. So we couldn't do it without them also.
Well said, Stoney. No gas lines or water lines hit there before you start digging up there in North Carolina. Congratulations on the podium finish, Tony.
That's right. Call before you dig, man.
Do it. I'm warning you. Congratulations. We'll chat with you in hopefully 2 weeks' time after your vacation, and enjoy it, man.
Thank you, buddy. See you now.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that'll just about here do it. The Old Stam Studio Network. What a race, what a finish. Oh, thank you all for joining in here live tonight. I'm going to get some official race results here scrolling one more time. And before we get going, we're going to take one more look at Frank Ranger Jr.'s creative concepts out there. That's if you're looking for any shirts or any trophies or any plaques, the list goes on and on there. So be sure you stick around here for that. Thank you all if you're still sticking around here live in YouTube land. Third Musketeer, Moonlight Dancer, Terry, Barry. If I can name each and every single one of the YouTube chats, we continue to see it grow and grow, race after race. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. We'll hopefully catch you Tuesday night for some Bump and Run Cup Series live at, I believe, is it Bristol? Oh boy, that'll be a fun one. Some bang to Martinsville. All right, thanks everybody. Drive your virtual cars home safe. Fly your virtual flights home safe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.
I feel like I'm afraid to say how I feel, to know I let you down. These late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart. You can have it back if it's only half of your heart. If it's only half of your heart. I feel like